Christmas Extra. That extra something in your Christmas stocking.
Debbie has now arrived in the studio, and this is the Debbie Curtis Radio Big Band. And yes, the moment has come, it's true. Debbie Curtis has arrived here in the studio. Hi, Debbie.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
I'm very good, and happy Christmas to all your listeners out there.
Yeah, it's great to have you here, but you're not really a stranger here, are you? It's almost your second home, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I've moved in, really.
You have really, yes.
I've got my wine here.
Yeah, and you've got your
I've got mince
pies,
actually, for anyone there. I could actually put a mince pie up for one of the prizes.
That's not a bad idea. Basically, Debbie, everyone's been saying to me, tell us about Debbie Curtis. I said, well, no, she'll be in the studio. She'll tell you all about herself.
Oh, thank you very much.
From the beginning. So, Debbie, how did it all start?
Well, my dad was a band leader, and he obviously ran a big band. I took that over, and now I run a big band, so I'm one of the few, I suppose, female big band leaders. Trying to put the big backing band, so that trying to get it to a younger audience as well as keeping my original audience. And one of the things I really like about swing music is it was considered to be responsible for emotional imbalance and sexual excess, so I think that's why we all love it.
Surely not.
Yes.
Good stuff.
And that was a direct quote from the New York Times, 1941.
Right, so your dad actually formed the band, I think, back in the 70s, is that right?
Yep, 1972 he formed it. And he did loads of shows, really. He won Melody Maker, Best Trombonist. He used to work with Tommy Cooper, Spike Milligan, people like that.
Okay.
And as I grew up, I didn't really know who they were, really, as I grew up.
And these were your kind of uncles, like Uncle Spike or Uncle whoever?
Well, actually, I found they were a bit scary. He used to wear a crown and no shoes.
This was Spike Milligan talking about?
Yeah, so I only I didn't really see them as who they were at the time. I was more into Paddington and that sort of thing. I still am, actually.
So did you used to travel around with your dad and go and see gigs and things?
Yeah, I used to play piano as well with the band and sing with the band, which was actually quite daunting because he was a complete perfectionist and he had perfect pitch, so it was.
So that's where you get your perfectionism from.
Yeah,
Debbie always comes in with a complete supply of notes and and she's got all these amazing facts.
Yeah, I've got a few of them actually, Christmas ones. Well, the first radio broadcast actually was broadcast in 1900 by Reginald Fessenden, and he sang "O Holy Night." And the oldest records you can find for Santa Claus, St. Nicholas, he's 1,663 years old.
Oh, so he is getting on a bit then?
Yeah, he's looking good, looking good. And Cab Calloway's birthday was at Christmas, and Humphrey Bogart's birthday was Christmas Day as well.
Fantastic. What I'm going to do, Dan, Debbie, is just going to give out the phone number here because we've got lots to get through, and you've bought Debbie's bought loads of prizes. And I just can't believe how many prizes you bought in. So just tell us what you bought with you.
I've bought with me tonight, Matthew. I have bought a load of DVDs, Debbie Curtis Radio Big Band DVDs, which are currently being actually redone actually at the moment by a friend of mine at Pinewood called Alan Harbard, and I know he's listening in.
Pinewood?
Hello there, yes.
You don't mess around, do you?
I know his dad's listening in as well. Nice door. But yeah, so that's really nice. And we've got some CDs as well, key rings, mince pie.
Yeah.
Mince pie.
If that doesn't go, I'll have that because I haven't done the tea yet. Okay, well, the number here to call us, and do please, it's your chance to have a chat with Debbie Curtis of the Debbie Curtis Radio Big Band. The special number for the studio here is 01494 431 268. That's 01494 431 268. We'd love to hear from you. And you can, if you want to also send us a text, text 85010, and then type in the word Christmas. That's Xmas, in fact, XMAS, followed by your message. Calls cost 50p plus your standard network rate.
My parents' phone number used to be 5010.
Oh, that's that's handy. Which is 85010. So lots to talk about, Debbie. But let's maybe kick off with a piece of music. So what have you got in mind for us?
I've picked what would be called a relatively modern big band, Gordon Goodwin. I think he's got a fantastic rhythm section, and the track's called The Jazz Police, and we play it fantastic track, and it's nice to have a few of us out there playing and writing that music today. So yeah, I'd like to dedicate this to you, Chris.
Wow, what a scorching track there, Debbie. That's the Jazz Police.
Yep, Gordon Goodwin, lovely band, lovely.
Fantastic. And talking about the band, just tell us a bit about your band, because it's an amazing band. It's incredibly tight. I mean, it's
it's a lovely band. Lovely
utterly professional. Tell us a bit about it.
It's a 16-piece band. On trumpets, I've got Martin Shaw, Mark White, Bob Cutting, and Mike Nichol, who are all really top players. Fantastic trumpet section. On drums, I use either Bob Howard or Howard Fisher, and on rhythm, Roy Babington, or as in guitar, that is string bass, replaced the tube in 1929. Yeah. Dave Olney or Roy Babington, and Jeff Eels on piano. So it's got a really strong rhythm section. And
apparently, a lot of these guys actually play with people like, I don't know, Shirley Bassey.
Shirley Bassey, Jamiroquai, Van Morrison. Quite a lot of what we call well-known people. Really good quality music, really.
And I guess that's quite a bit of loyalty too, because I know obviously if you work as a freelance musician or a freelancer, anything, booking has come along. So it must be a real headache for you to know that you're going to get the band that you want.
Hardest thing, or the thing I worried about the most when I started it, was the loyalty with the musicians, which I got, which was good because everyone saw me as a musician, not as sort of, women just standing at the front. So that was really, really good. And once you've got that, then you've got the ability to be able to start doing things with the music, which is hopefully make it exciting, not just living in the past, using the past, but new retro, really, new vintage.
Because one of the things you talk about, women standing at the front, but one of the things that really impressed me, because I've recorded big bands years ago, and it wasn't until I came along to the London Palladium concert quite recently, and I was again reminded about those amazing dynamics you get with a live band. You can't.
Yes, brilliant. No, and that's the thing, really. I've taken it to a lot of young people in universities, and the one thing that really works well with it is it's an incredible sound live, which is really hard to put onto a CD, really. It's better with today's recording equipment and technology than it was. And one of the things that lets it down is it doesn't represent itself so well from older recordings when you stand next to a modern recording. So for younger people, it sounds a bit thin and scratchy.
But I was thinking, it's like, these days everything's iPod, it's in your ears, and it's like your laptop speakers. And I was just reminded, sitting in the Palladium, just the sheer
power of it.
You just can't.
Yeah,
it just completely
really powerful.
Takes
when you
you
think
away,
you've hardly
it?
got anything mic'd up, anything's really, you've got a few mics just for solos, and that is a huge sound, and it's as loud as any rock band in there, which is quite interesting, really.
And what I was going to say about women standing at the front is actually that when the band swing, you swing too, because that's.
I'll swing my pants.
You don't just stand at the front and wave your stick around, do you? Basically,
I remember
you really swing.
Sheila Tracy, who is still a trombonist, brilliant, and has written 2 books. I remember her once saying to me, "A band is as good as its band leader." So, no, but
well, that's a fantastic
hopefully
band,
it's energetic and really
that's
lively and entertaining. The thing is, what I think is, I want to try to do is to have a classy show, but that people find value for money. That's really entertaining. That they want to get up and dance. Even though health and safety doesn't like it. I still want them to do it.
Absolutely. I seem to recall you wanted us to dance at the Palladium,
yes.
Sadly, we couldn't do that.
No, everybody could stand up and wave their arms around, but
we gave you a standing ovation.
I know that was good actually. Yes, and it is. I hope it's exciting and it's like a musical extravaganza that people get excited over and want to come back to.
We didn't want to go home. And I don't think the band wanted to go home, did they?
No, we did. Well, we didn't. We were on a late one that night. Yeah, that was a late one.
I mean, you must. I'm sure this is true. Don't you find if you're standing at the front there, and in the middle of a number, you do get a bit of a high. You must. It's an amazing thing.
It's lovely, especially when you've written some of the things in like parts in 2001, which was one of the tracks we did, and In Between, that's our own song. My dad wrote that, and then I escalated on that version of it. And when you hear that back, it's brilliant. Because you sit and play it on a piano at home, and once you hear the band play it, it's incredible. It's lovely. You think, crikey, this is why I do
Well,
it. I love it.
we'll definitely we'll play Imbote.
Imbote.
Not Imbole, as somebody said.
Imbole, I know. Imbote. It's rural Zambian dance music.
Fantastic. We'll probably end the programme with that. So just one more thought. I mean, but all those guys and with all that creative talent, but they must be a bit of a handful, aren't they?
They're lovely. They are really lovely.
Sure
there's a lot of really strong personalities in there, but you probably wouldn't get a good playing without the strong personalities.
That's what I meant, really. Exactly right.
There's a couple of strong personalities. Mr. Hardy on trombone, Mr. Fisher on drums, myself.
But I mean, the day of a gig or a concert, I mean, you must wake up in the morning and think I've got an awful lot to get through today.
Yeah, it's really good. It's lovely actually once you get on the stage. The sound checks are probably the most stressful out of everything, because they're basically a time when you're trying to test out. You've only got a few minutes to test out an arrangement.
I agree. I agree with you about the sound checks as well.
Sort of hot and bothering.
Until that moment when you plug it all in and you know it's going to work.
Yeah,
exactly.
There's a lot of really good bands out there in the past that I love playing their arrangements. But I'd like to try and go forward playing our own stuff as well. So you sort of Stan Kenton onwards, because I think that sort of really big bands not so much went downhill but lost popularity.
Yeah.
And we're doing quite well. We've got about 140,000 fans now, and they're young people as well as we've got all ages. I think at the Palladium our oldest was 94, and our youngest was something like 7, which was really nice. And I could see those in the front row as well. So that was good. It's just trying to get it out there, and if people don't get the opportunity to hear it, then they don't know it's there,
I know that you are completely passionate about getting the music out there.
Obsessive.
That's right, and that's good, and that's why it's going to work. So, but why don't we maybe have another piece of music? Maybe.
Yes. Well,
would that be a good
I was
plan?
saying earlier about Cab Calloway being his birthday on Christmas Day.
Sorry,
this is a good
I'm
link
jumping
of
the gun
ours, isn't
here.
it? Yeah. So Cab Calloway.
I'll leave it to the pro.
Okay, Cab Calloway, I think he's fantastic. Actually, he didn't read music, which is funny. But this track, one of the reasons I picked this one, Minnie the Moocher, was because not only it was his birthday, Christmas Day, but also he had 2 hits with this same song because it was in the Blues Brothers. We used the Blues Brothers, a couple of things on our shows, funny enough, www.debbieCurtis.co.uk, radiochristmas.co.uk, sorry, radiochristmas.co.uk. Yeah, so it's Minnie the Moocher and Cab Calloway. It's brilliant.
And that's Minnie the Moocher, and my guest here on Radio Christmas with Christmas Extra is Debbie Curtis of the Debbie Curtis Radio Big Band.
Hello.
Munching a mince pie in the corner.
Hello.
So, basically, we're going to get out the phone number again because we really want you to give us a call, don't we, Debbie?
Yes, the phone number. Please do call us here on this show. It's 01494 431 268. And we're saying every time we get another listener online, if you send us a text or an email, we are giving away a free CD.
That's pretty good. Get on the phone, guys. And
we haven't told them what the CD is yet, though.
Any difference?
But it's free.
Absolutely. You've attracted a few emails already, Debbie, so I've got one here from a guy. Is this the group captain, John Thacker? Is that
hi, hello, John. Oh, brilliant. Lovely.
And he says, sorry not to have been with you and the reenactors for a while. I hope to find more time in the new year to help at some events. Thinking of you all tonight and wishing everyone a happy Christmas. So tell us about the reenactors. What's that all about, Debbie?
Reenactors, reenactors as opposed to actors. Reenactors reenact an event or a date and dress in the exact clothing, not clothing made to look like. So the clothing is from that era.
It's real.
Yeah, and 100% correct. They'd be most offended if anything was not up to scratch on the uniforms they wear. John Thacker's an RAF guy. There's 2 RAF ones, John Thacker and John Turner. I also have John Brighton, who's a policeman, 1940s policeman, which is quite strange, actually, because he's got the tool helmet and everything else and has the gas mask hanging off of him, and people still stop him and ask him for directions and various things because they haven't noticed that he's very handy for directing traffic if we can't get the coach parked.
Very good.
And we have a Viv the Spiv, Spiv character, and Mickey the Fish. Viv the Spiv sells all goods that were unavailable, during wartime. Mesha-fit pants, they come down without a fight, things like that. He does these terrible corny jokes, but they're really...
I must admit, it was really good at the Palladium because we didn't really expect it, and suddenly at the beginning, this guy walked to the front with a violin case, and we thought,
and that
is
was
he coming off the street or what?
Mickey the Fish, and he's the Tic Tac Man. He's great. He's like a sort of Leroy Brownish sort of character. We use him in the DVD of Leroy Brown, and he's great. He comes on, he opens up the violin case, and he's got things to sell in there, and there's some really wacky things he sells, including our merchandise.
Fantastic. And talking of which, we've got some great prizes here. 01494 431 268. Give us a call. Have a chat with Debbie.
Text in on 85010 and type the word Xmas in with your text message to Chris.
And calls cost 50p plus your standard network rate. I've got another email here, Debbie, and this is a very interesting one. It's from someone called John Miller.
Oh, has he sent one? Oh, Mr. Miller.
Tell me about John Miller. He's not related, is he?
He's Glenn Miller's nephew.
Is he really?
Yep.
So Radio Christmas have had an email from a relation of Glenn Miller.
Yep,
wow.
And he is the only Miller, and he's a really lovely guy. He appears on our shows. He's also got his own band, and he's a complete legend. Lovely,
fantastic,
really good, nice guy, and fab singer. We won't talk about the song "Nice and Easy" though.
Okay, well, you can tell me in a minute when the next track's on. But there's an email here, and he says, and you actually got to do this, Debbie. All right? He sent an email here with explicit instructions. Here it says,
"No,
it's
John."
It's occurred to me that if you pulled your hair down the side of your head and then across your upper lip, where you could glue it and let it hang from there, you wouldn't need to rent a Santa beard. He says,
but I'm not. Whoa, ho, ho! I'm sitting here with my sack of presents, John.
Shall I put on this?
Yes. I won't tell you what he's putting on.
And it's only a Santa hat. For goodness sake. Do you like the Christmas tree?
I do. I think the Christmas tree and the reindeer is brilliant.
And the reindeer?
Actually. I really like the reindeer. Yeah. For anyone listening, in here he's got a Christmas tree. It's a really nice studio, this. Nipper the dog, which was the dog from the HMV thing. He's got
That's it, the emblem thingy.
And he's got a reindeer on the wall here. I think he was going to colour it in, but he hasn't finished it. And a really good Radio Christmas. Tune into Radio Christmas, 87.7 FM. So,
Debbie, what do reindeer hang on their Christmas trees? Go on.
What? Okay.
Ornaments.
Oh, no. Oh. That's quite good, actually.
All right, okay, fine.
Did you make that one up earlier?
No, I got it from Mr. Google.
Silent Night was first played on a guitar.
Was it really?
Yes.
Well, very quietly.
And England had only ever known 7 white Christmases in the 20th century.
Amazing.
Yeah,
you're
so
so
mail your
good with your
packages
facts.
early so the post office can lose them in time for Christmas, folks.
Right, moving swiftly on. We haven't had a lawsuit yet, but I'm sure...
No, but I knew the post office was listening tonight.
Okay.
Can I say hello to the Squirrel Public Health, please?
Hooray,
as well? I'd like to say
Squirrel.
hello to them all there. Mine's a dry wine spritzer, please.
Okay. And do we do the other one as well?
And there's also the Red Lion who are listening in.
Fantastic.
And Pinewood Theatre 7, Alan Harbord, and somebody who works on my team, Mandy. And she's in at the moment with a collapsed lung, so I'll say hi to her.
Get well soon.
So I'll go out and do some
Mandy,
shopping for her tomorrow. So loads of love.
I suppose we better get back to a little bit of serious stuff, because obviously you're here for that particular reason to tell us all about big band music. And I understand you have a real sort of fancy pen of some sort. Tell me about that.
I have a Platinum Koi music nib pen, which is
a Platinum
Koi music nib pen. They're named after fish. The koi.
Oh, I see. Koi as in
Japan,
I got it.
who were heavily into writing, and it's actually called, the actual art is music engraving. And they're very, very expensive. I actually lost one, which is terrible. I lost it up at the Coda Club somewhere.
How expensive are we talking?
About £1,000. Yeah. But they can take immense pressure, and they have a double split in the nib. So you can write the round bits of the notes and the sticks, Right. And I write it on cream manuscript, so it's a dying art, which is something I'm really...
And they use real ink, do they?
Yeah, proper ink. No sort of it's a proper handwritten art in itself. It is music engraving, was what it was originally called, and it's actually really hard now to find even the cream manuscript paper, which is what I write it on.
Right. So do you ever do concerts outside?
Outside in the open air?
Yeah.
Yes, but we have plastic perspex sheets that go on top of the stands. But I did a concert years and years ago with my dad at Farnham Air Show. And it rained, and he had Dennis Lotus on it. And the arrangement we're using at the moment for Y50 still is run.
It's
still got the runs on it.
On it.
Well, I don't think the drummer can read his at all, really. I think that's just a bit of hit and miss there, really. Talking of the Hit or Miss, so hi to the Hit or Miss as well in Penn Street.
Right,
Oh, that was a terrible link, wasn't it?
No, I think that's good. I see our phones actually go. I know I wouldn't normally do this. Shall I try taking a call
Yeah.
live on air?
Yes. Yeah.
So
if
you push the button down.
yeah,
there,
I'm on it.
Push the button. You push the button, and then we're going to go for it. It's a bit of a risk, but we'll see what happens. Yeah.
I'll push the button.
Oh, John, hello. Oh, how are you?
Aren't you getting any calls?
Well, I don't
We
know.
are now.
Yeah, well, we've got one now, thank you. How are you? Oh, it's really nice to hear from you. I can't hear him, though.
Is there? Go on.
I hear you now.
Yeah,
Brilliant. Yes, how are you?
You'll have to turn that all the way down.
Yeah, turn the radio.
He's great, he is, John.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah, peachy, thanks.
Have you done your Christmas shopping?
The 23rd of December, I turned Jewish. Don't laugh, it's true. And oy vey, and then, everything's fine after New Year's. No, I don't do Christmas cards. I don't do any of that stuff. If somebody needs something, they need it now. So I do
I'm looking
mine.
for a vibraphone.
Are you really?
Yes.
I've got one in the garage.
Oh, brilliant.
Lying bugger.
So, where are you calling from, John?
I'm calling from Chatham. I live in Chatham with my mother.
Right. In Kent. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yeah, he's great. He is. He's brilliant. If you go on the website, I've got some lovely pictures of him, actually. I've got some pictures for you, John. I must drop them off to you. They're really nice.
Yeah, okay. Peachy.
So are you going to go for one of these prizes then, John?
Absolutely. That's why I called up to get a goddamn
I bet you've
CD.
already got a keyring, haven't you?
I've got him a keyring, actually, with him on. Yeah.
Fantastic. Right, well, it's really good of you to call, John. It's great to...
Yeah, he's that is John Miller. He's... How long have I known you, John?
How old what?
How long have I known you?
Longer than you'll admit. I don't know. Geez, I worked with your dad back in whatever, and Herb, the night before Herb, the day before, Herb died the day before he was supposed to work with your dad, so I went up and stood in.
Yeah.
And, some people got no consideration. My father checked out,
Well, I know.
no consideration.
No, my dad was exactly the same. I had to do 4 gigs. It's like,
I probably shouldn't say this on air, John, but I got a picture of my wife kissing Herb.
I know you have.
Your wife kissing Herb.
Well, I think Herb was kissing my wife, actually, but I figured... I thought that was okay,
Herb
because
is John
he's a legend.
Miller's dad, Glenn Miller's brother.
Yeah, so I figured that was okay because he was a legend, and obviously you are too.
Yeah, well, I've got a picture of
Do you
me
want to kiss him,
kissing
do you?
Eddie Curtis.
Yeah, I've got it. That's a really nice picture. That is, yeah, that's
Yeah,
lovely.
right.
'Cause
I
that's
got
both
long
him
lips.
and you. That's
Yeah.
really nice. John does a Twinwood Festival, and he does some fabulous stuff.
I host the 3 days. That's the place where Glenn took off from during the war on his last flight. So Twinwood Farm, they do a 3-day festival there, and I host the festival, which means I go on stage, flap my gums, get off, kiss all the girls, and they give me money. Go
Sounds
figure.
really tough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm going to try it next time.
It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it.
If you need any help next time, just give me a shout.
Okay.
He's lovely. He is actually. He's on some of our shows. He's actually on the Guernsey weekend with us on the 7th, 8th, and 9th of May, which is Liberation Day. I'm going to dedicate a track to him actually, and I've done an arrangement, John. African Beat.
Right.
It's a Kempfert track, Bert Kempfert, and it's called African Beat, and dedicated to John. Love him to pieces. Love you loads, John.
Yeah, it's the unmistakable sound of Bert Kaempfert. I haven't heard Bert Kaempfert for years. Thanks for that one, Debbie. And I think already we have another caller. We have someone called Yvonne on the phone. Hello, Yvonne.
Hello.
Hello, you. How are you doing?
I'm fine, darling. Are you?
Oh, I'm okay now. Oh, it's nice to hear from you. Yvonne's brilliant.
Anyway,
Yvonne's really
Debbie,
good, big
seeing
band.
as all this is for charity, and I'm into that
Yep.
when I'm not out with the band.
It's the charity of the Streets Kid Direct.
Yes, I know it is, and that's wonderful. And I do hope you get plenty of dosh because, I know how hard it is raising money.
Yep.
Very hard.
It is,
Chiseling every penny.
And it's when you think we spend enough money, in this country, we buy enough wrapping paper to cover the whole of Guernsey. So if everyone just gave up one of their rolls of wrapping paper and donated to charity.
Yeah.
I would like Guernsey, though, if you wouldn't mind wrapping it up for me.
OK, I'll do that straight away.
Yes. So, I hope you do well tonight. We're listening in, and
they've raised 1,400, which educates 24 children in the children's home for the whole of 2008. 18,000 to drill a well, and their targets at the moment are 5,600 to purchase kitchen equipment for a feeding centre.
Yes.
3,500 to provide 1 year's education, and 8,400 to supply an irrigation system.
That's wonderful.
And it's managed by 3 trustees, Duncan Dyson, Matt Levitt and Joe.
Yeah,
And it's children who are forced out of home or run away to live on the streets, which they reckon there's between 30 and 150 million.
I know.
Yeah, dire, really.
I know.
So
it's great.
Yvonne, whereabouts are you calling from, Yvonne? Tell us where you're calling from.
I live in Leicestershire.
Really? She's good, she's lovely.
Wow, so you're listening up in Leicestershire?
Yes. Yes, I am. And I'll just give my charity a mention very quickly. I'm not intruding.
No, please
but
do.
it's called Loros Hospice.
How's that spelled, Yvonne?
And,
so it's Loros Hospice.
6 million we have to raise this year, and things are going to get tough, I'm sure. But everybody will give, Debbie. Trust me.
Yeah, that's what it's about. That's what
Doesn't matter
Christmas
how
is supposed
hard
to
it
be
is,
about
people will give. And as I say, have a great night and keep on plugging.
Thank you.
See you
Thank
soon,
you for
darling.
ringing. Yeah, love you loads.
No problem.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Bye, Yvonne. Great to meet you. Thanks for calling.
Bye.
Thanks for calling. Yes, go on, Debbie. Push the button. That's great. And it's great to have a technical assistant here tonight.
Yes. I want it to.
You're so good.
Yeah.
Do you want a full-time job? Okay.
I do actually. Eating mince pies. If that's
yeah.
okay.
Did you like the crisps?
I did actually.
Did you
They're
know-
really nice prawn crackers type stuff.
No, they were reindeer flavour actually.
Are they? Oh crikey! I really like those too. Damn.
We just now we mentioned that's it. Just now we mentioned the trustees, didn't we? About the charity, and one of them has a birthday today, as it happens. So
I would like to say happy birthday to Joe. Oh,
Joe Soden.
Joe Soden, happy birthday to you. I hope you've got lots of nice presents out there. Apparently she's out to having dinner with her husband Russell at a friend's house.
She is.
And this is from Nigel and Henny.
She's actually having dinner, I think, with Nigel and Henny, and they've promised
Nigel
to listen.
and Henny.
Nigel and Henny.
Should we dedicate a track to them?
And I know what she wants. I know what Joe wants for her birthday. She's told me.
Is it a vibraphone?
No.
Oh.
No, they're great though. They've got a little motor on them, a little plastic band, haven't they?
Yeah,
Things whiz round.
resonators.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind one of those.
Yeah.
No, I heard of the rumour though that Joe wants a handbag for her birthday.
Handbag.
Yeah, handbag.
Okay, yeah. Handbags and glad rags I should have done, shouldn't I?
Well, that's a thought. That's a thought. So anyway, Debbie, what do rangers always say before telling you a joke?
Oh, this is going to be dark. Okay, what?
This one will slay you.
What? Yeah, yes.
I thought it was all right.
But that wasn't as bad as the last one, was it? That was quite funny, actually, in a strange way.
That's the best 2 out of about 30.
Oh, I thought
Anyway.
we were going to have some crackers there. Okay.
Hang on.
Well, you know what they say. Oh, well done you. Yep, right, I'm going to put a cracker
This
here.
is one of
Okay.
these posh crackers. Have a listen to that. Almost
you
sounds
can-
like a reindeer, doesn't it?
It does. I hope it's got a vibraphone in there. Do you
Oh, no.
know a Mongolian wild ass can run 8 miles faster than a reindeer? And I've got this cracker, actually.
she's got it.
folks, if you're actually...
She won
yeah,
the bit as well. Go on.
I bet he's
And
put these prizes
I saw
in
it
here.
on my
I'm going to
side.
tell you what's in here. Oh, it's not too bad. I've got one of those metal puzzles. So if Steve Macken's actually listening in the Squirrel in Penn Street, he had a metal puzzle yesterday. I'll bring this one back for you. It's the 2 triangles one.
Well, you've got to do it in 15 minutes because time's running out.
I've got a hat
You've got
as
a hat.
well,
That's good.
yeah.
You can join me with a hat then.
Yep, I can. I can't join you with a joke, though. I don't have one.
So back to the arrangements,
Yes.
and which you were doing with your pen.
Yes, I was doing it with the Platinum Koi Music Nib.
So how many arrangements do you reckon you've got in your library?
We've got over 9,000. I've now started writing, our own arrangements as well, which takes a while if I do them, by hand, not via computer package. But you can some of them you can do that way.
I mean, I probably shouldn't say it. It's probably sort of.
It's quicker.
But is it? I mean, it's quicker. But is it still? I mean, why do you still use the pen?
Because the computer
slow.
package doesn't give the human element in it, so it'll do
looks-
what's not humanly possible.
Right.
It'll play back to you what it would be impossible to play as a trumpet player, no matter how brilliant you were. So it doesn't do.
And are some of these arrangements that you've got? Do they go back to your dad's? Have you got your dad's original arrangements?
Yeah, I've got some of my dad's original arrangements. Some that were stolen, I still haven't got, which I'm still looking for.
They were stolen.
Yeah, they were. Yes, a long story. It's on the website.
You got 30 seconds.
www.curtis.co.uk.
Yes. Yes, do visit the website.
Yes. And if you want to text in, it's 85010 and the word Xmas, XMAS, and send your message. Email is studio@radiochristmas.co.uk.
And you've
and
still
the
got
phone
time.
is 01494 853 797. Oh no, and here it's 01494 431 268.
That's it. At this studio here, this is Studio Christmas, Radio Christmas Studio 2. It's 431 268, and you've still time to give us a quick call.
So
it's gone very quiet.
Get on the phone now. Yep. Would you like to fly a dedicated track?
That'd be lovely.
I'd like to say hello to Nigel in the office as well. Many of the band who are listening, and I think we're doing a Kempford track again. Is that the one I'm doing? Or I'm not doing Blind Boys of Alabama.
I'll put that in front of you there.
Okay, I'm going to do track. This is just one I really like because it's actually completely different and a really different version of Away in a Manger, and it's by the Blind Boys of Alabama. Yeah, it's quite a good track, that one.
That's an amazing track, isn't it?
Yeah, it's unusual version of it. Blind Boys of Alabama.
Where'd you come across that one?
I don't know. I think I heard it on a station really, really late at night.
That seems about right, and it fits nicely tonight too.
Yeah, I think it's quite a nice version of it.
So you're passionate about the music, and obviously the future now, I guess, is getting the music back to the young people, isn't it, really? So
yeah, with keeping the original audience, which when you think about it in the 40s, and we're in 2008, it's sort of over 68 years old, so, you know, it needs to go to younger people to keep that music going, and I really love that music. I think once people get out there and see it, they do like it. It's just going to see it, really. Bring back live music, get rid of the Tesco's and put the ball rims in there. Much cheaper than Tesco's to do as well.
It's a nice thought. I like that.
Yeah, I've worked on this one a couple of times with people. Tesco's haven't rang in yet, though.
No, well,
Feel free.
We'll get our sales team into that and we'll see what we can do. But you mentioned, we were having a chat earlier, about Woodrow High House.
Woodrow High House,
yeah.
I used there for a rehearsal. They were great. With the band we rehearsed, we did a photo shoot there. And I gave all the children their CDs, and they were from the age of about 5 to 14, really. Disadvantaged children, so they have holidays there, you know, weekends where they go trekking and all sorts of things and climbing. And they were really good. They really loved the band. And I did, for Amersham College, a show there as well. And I asked for people actually who wouldn't like big band music, or I didn't think would like big band music, for the audience. So I had all sorts of people who were predominantly into rock, you know, hip-hop, jazz, garage house. And they were really good, and they all went away with the CD as well, so they were great, and it was a really good audience, and that's one of the things that's actually been edited down at Pinewood at the moment.
Fantastic. And tell me about, you mentioned something about some dolls or something, is that?
Some dolls?
Did you say something about, no?
Oh yeah, the dolls at the schools. Yes, we're having, dolls.
Just for a minute there, I thought I completely lost the plot, sorry. A figment of my imagination.
No, that was me, wasn't it? Sorry. No, the dolls we're having these like sort of, I don't know, sort of Barbie-style dolls done. So you've got like the band leader in the band and a couple of characters like the policeman, the very predominant characters.
Right.
And they're going into schools as well, really, so that you can sort of collect something with it. That's fairly modern. The outfits are quite good with them as well, especially the policeman's one. He looks really good. My boots aren't quite correct though.
So there is a doll of you, is there, in fact?
Yeah, sadly.
Have you got one here?
No, yeah, in fact, actually, no, I haven't. I actually wanted to do them originally as those Flatsies dolls, but they don't really make those now. I think they stopped making those in about 1969. It's damn. So they're more sort of on a Barbie style. But yes, I got two types of me, one in the tailcoat and one in a red jacket.
Right.
And funny enough, actually, there's a long story behind the red jacket, but I ordered a red jacket from the internet, and I thought it was really cheap, and when we got it actually was only about 4 inches high, this red jacket. And it was like, oh no, that's not going to fit.
I tell you what, it looks as though our phone's going again, so we're getting a little bit close to 11, but why don't you just push the button again for me, and we'll take a risk. Go on, push the... Go on, just lean down there and push the button, and we'll see... Who do we have on the phone, live on Radio Christmas?
Chris, it's Ken here.
Hello, Ken.
You should read your text, buddy. It's a great show. Tell Debbie we're really loving it.
Well,
and
Debbie's here. Debbie,
Thank you very much. I can hear you. Hi, Ken.
Yeah.
Hello, Ken. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, Debbie. One of these days soon he's going to introduce me to you properly. I'm loving the show. I thought Away in a Manger was just the best.
Wasn't it amazing?
Different version of it. Blind Boys of Alabama. The album is called Blind Boys of Alabama, Go Tell It on the Mountain.
Yeah, absolutely
nice
fabulous.
You having a good evening?
Loving the show up here, and well done, and bravo to you all.
Thank you. Where are you based?
Take care. Have a great Christmas.
Okay, then.
Okay, thanks, Ken. Thanks for the call.
Take care.
And we'll catch up with you
care.
soon. Cheers. Goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah, that's my very good friend Ken. We call him Ken Jeffiel's Harrod, actually, because he's done some of the fantastic jingles for us.
Yeah. Well, I thought he obviously with that track
really soulful.
Stuff, yeah.
So we've got
the good old days when people had stopped Christmas shopping when they ran out of money.
Yes. We've probably got just about enough time to perhaps sneak in one more track. So should we go for that?
Yes. Which one would you like to pick?
That was the other Camphor track we talked about.
Yes, that's Bert Camphor, A Swinging Safari, which is obviously used on the advert at the moment. We played it at the Palladium as well.
And it's one that I know, so fantastic.
Yeah.
Thanks, Debbie. So there we have Jeff. What am I talking about? Bert Camphor.
I don't know, Phil. You carry
Thank
on.
you very much. It's all almost getting to me. We're in the last throes of the show, about a minute to go, Debbie. So just tell us a little bit more about how wonderful everything is with you.
Thank you very much for having me here anyway. I'd like to say this station is fantastic and it's for charity, and the reason that it's called Radio Christmas, 87.7 by the way, FM, and the reason that they picked this charity is it's a local based charity in Amersham and it's Street Kids Direct. If you click on that online, you'll see who we're trying to collect money for, which is quite an eye-opener, really, where street children in Latin America are being robbed of their childhood. It is, and if you text into the studio tomorrow for a request, then the money that from the text helps towards the charity as well. Yep. And they're doing really well. And this hour's gone so fast, Debbie, I think we're going to have to see if we can get you back again before the station goes off air. Yeah, because I haven't eaten all your food yet, actually. Okay. So here we are, the track we talked about earlier on today, a fantastic track. Yeah, and this is real Zambian dance music. And it's called Imboti. That's Imboti from the Debbie Curtis Radio Big Band. Thanks, Debbie. Thanks for a fantastic evening, and you must come back and see us again soon. I will do. Thank you very much, and thanks for the mince pies, the Christmas crackers, and everything else. Thank you for having me. And you're listening to Mr. Chris Doggett at Radio Christmas 87.7. Thanks, Debbie. Radio Christmas, online and on 87.7 FM.